Hello there and welcome to the news tonight. Thanks so much for joining us this Saturday evening here at Rajya Sabha TV. Here are the top stories of this hour. BJP and Congress stalwarts on the campaign trail today while Prime Minister Modi addresses voters in Goa. Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi seeks votes in Punjab. BJP releases its election manifesto for Uttar Pradesh, calling it the pledge for people's welfare, promises to develop the state under the Prime Minister's guidance. Serena Williams writes history by winning her 23rd Grand Slam title at the Australian Open, beats elder sister Venus in straight sets. And US President Donald Trump signed the executive order refusing entry to refugees for 120 days. Also holds his first bilateral talks with Britain's Theresa May. First, let's start with all the news that's coming in from the poll-bound states. BJP President Amit Shah on Saturday released the party's manifesto for the upcoming UP Assembly elections, promising a bunch of schemes, including the construction of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya. The party promised to waive off loans of small and marginal farmers and distribute laptops to the youth. The party chief made comparisons saying that Uttar Pradesh was left behind in the race for development, while states like Bihar and Madhya Pradesh had improved. The manifesto also promises the construction of the Ram Temple in Ayodhya if BJP is elected in the state. The ruling Samajwadi Party, however, said that the BJP was lying to the people in their manifesto and that their promise to construct Ram Temple was unconstitutional. Uttar Pradesh heads to polls in 7 phases from the 11th of February to March 7th, and votes will be counted on the 11th of March.
लगभग 17-18 साल पहले एक बीमारू राज्य का फेज शुरू हुआ था। बिहार, मध्य प्रदेश, राजस्थान और उत्तर प्रदेश, ये चारों राज्य जो विकास की दृष्टि से पिछड़े हुए थे, उनको बीमारू राज्य के फेज में किसी व्यक्ति ने ढाला और कहा कि जब तक बीमारू राज्यों का विकास नहीं होता, देश का विकास संभव नहीं है। और मैं आप सबके माध्यम से उत्तर प्रदेश की जनता को कहना चाहता हूं, एक मौका भारतीय जनता पार्टी को दीजिए। हम उत्तर प्रदेश को बीमारू राज्य की सूची से 5 ही साल में बाहर निकालकर देश का एक बहुत प्रगतिशील राज्य बनाने के लिए कृतनिश्चयी है।
भाजपा का धोखा उत्तर प्रदेश में नहीं चल सकता, उत्तर प्रदेश गुजरात नहीं बन सकता, ये भाजपा को अच्छी तरह से समझ लेना चाहिए। इन्होंने कभी किसानों का कोई भला नहीं किया। उत्तर प्रदेश में जनता अच्छी तरह से जानती है कि समाजवादी सरकार ने किसानों के लिए काम किया है।
बीजेपी को अपने लोकसभा चुनावी वायदा खिलाफी करने के बाद अब उत्तर प्रदेश में हो रहे विधानसभा चुनाव में इनको अपना चुनावी घोषणा पत्र जारी करने का कोई भी नैतिक अधिकार नहीं रहा।
कोई ऐसी पार्टी नहीं होती है जो बहुत सारे वायदे न करे अपने मैनिफेस्टोज में। वायदे कितने पूरे होते हैं और कैसे पूरे होते हैं और कितना समय लगता है, वो मुख्य बात है। उसके बारे में तो
And Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a rally in Panjim in Goa this evening and called upon the people of the state to give the BJP a comfortable majority in the elections, promising to make Goa the most comfortable place in the country. In his speech, the Prime Minister promised Goa's economic development and employment, emphasizing that the state government was focusing on boosting tourism. He further praised the BJP government in the state, saying that it had helped bring more tourists.
दिवाली के बाद भी टूरिज्म में बढ़ोतरी होती गई। आप मुझे बताइए, हिंदुस्तान में टूरिज्म बढ़ता है, हिंदुस्तान में विदेश के टूरिस्ट आते हैं, सबसे ज्यादा लाभ किसको मिलता है? जरा बोलिए ना, किसको लाभ मिलता है? दुनिया भर के टूरिस्ट कहां आना पसंद करते हैं? ये इसलिए संभव है क्योंकि गोवा की हमारी सरकार ने टूरिज्म को केंद्र में रखते हुए इंफ्रास्ट्रक्चर का निर्माण किया है और दिल्ली की भारत सरकार ने वीजा नियमों में ऐसा बदलाव किया है कि बहुत आसानी से टूरिस्टों को आने की सुविधा हो गई है। अनेक देशों को अराइवल वीजा देने की शुरुआत कर दी। अनेक देशों को ऑनलाइन ई वीजा देने की जरूरत कर दी। टूरिस्ट को यह सुविधाएं अच्छी लगती है।
He also slammed opposition parties, saying that they were wary of the budget announcement and were preparing drafts in order to attack the government the moment it is released.
कुछ पार्टियां अभी से बैठी हैं, कुछ इकोनॉमिस्ट को बुला रहे हैं, कुछ लिखने पढ़ने वालों को बुला रहे हैं कि जैसे ही बजट पूरा हो हम ऐसा कैसा हमला कर दें ताकि गोवा में भी मैसेज चला जाए, पंजाब में भी मैसेज चला जाए, उत्तर प्रदेश भी मैसेज चला जाए, उत्तराखंड मैसेज चला जाए, मणिपुर मैसेज चला जाए। विपक्ष आलोचना करे ये भी समझते हैं, लेकिन अभी से वो मेहनत वित्त मंत्री बजट के लिए जितनी मेहनत कर रहे हैं उससे ज्यादा इस सरकार को बुरा भला कहने का मौका ढूंढने वाले लोग अभी से इतनी मेहनत कर रहे हैं कि बजट के खिलाफ क्या बोलना।
Now remember, Panjim is a constituency that has elected a BJP MLA for the last 5 assembly elections. Defence Minister Manohar Parrikar. The BJP is hopeful that the PM's rally will help secure more votes, especially since there's a concern over reaching the magic figure of 21. And now on to Punjab, where the Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi addressed a rally in Jalalabad constituency in the poll-bound state earlier today. Addressing his second election rally in the state, he vowed to go after the menace of drugs with harsher laws if the Congress was voted to power. Rahul, who is on a 3-day tour of Punjab, also addressed rallies in Philor and Duri town of Sangrur district.
Congress Vice President Rahul Gandhi on Saturday launched an all-out attack on the ruling SAD-BJP alliance in Punjab, calling Akali Dal President Sukhbir Singh Badal an epitome of corruption. While addressing an election rally in Jalalabad, he alleged that Punjab is a business hub only for the Badal family and their relatives, as they had a lion's share in all businesses in the state. The Congress leader also promised to bring industries back to Punjab if his party is voted to power. He also vowed to go hard against the menace of drugs and create an anti-drugs law if the Congress formed the government in the state. The party's newest member, Navjot Singh Sidhu, also targeted the ruling Akali Dal. He criticized Badal for making false promises and not living up to them. The Punjab polls to be held on February 4th will see a triangular battle between the ruling BJP-SAD alliance, the Congress and the Aam Aadmi Party. Shyam Sundar's report for Rajya Sabha TV.
The Election Commission has given a go-ahead to the next episode of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's Mann Ki Baat program to be aired tomorrow. The government had approached the Commission seeking a clearance for the regular radio program as the Model Code of Conduct is in force in Uttar Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Punjab, Goa and Manipur, which are going for assembly polls between the 4th of February and the 8th of March. This time, the focus of Mann Ki Baat is reported to be Class 10th and 12th board examinations. The exams will commence from the 9th of March, a day after the last vote is cast in the assembly polls. Now, before heading to Goa, the Prime Minister addressed NCC cadets, in the national capital on Saturday, where he applauded their efforts in nation building. Calling the NCC experience a sense of mission, the Prime Minister said that cadets instill confidence about the future of India and the pride in the strength of youth.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi addressed a National Cadet Corps rally in Delhi on Saturday. Congratulating the cadets, he said that being a part of NCC was a unique experience as it offers a glimpse of India's diversity and strengths. Prime Minister also emphasized that the life of an NCC cadet is beyond the uniform, the parade and the camps.
ये युवा शक्ति में देश को आगे ले जाने का भी सामर्थ्य मुझसे भी कई गुना ज्यादा है और तब जाकर के देश के उज्जवल भविष्य के लिए आश्वस्त हो जाते हैं, निश्चिंत हो जाते हैं.
PM Modi also commended the NCC cadets and officers for their efforts in promoting the Swachh Bharat mission and the initiative of Digital India while applauding their contributions in nation building.
राजा महाराजाओं से नहीं बनते हैं, देश शासकों से नहीं बनते हैं, देश सरकारों से नहीं बनते हैं, देश बनते हैं सामान्य नागरिकों से, शिक्षकों से, किसान से, मजदूर से, वैज्ञानिकों से, ज्ञानियों से, आचार्यों से, भगवंतों से.
The Prime Minister also said that the cadets can act as a catalyst to bring change in their families and in the society at large. The NCC rally is a customary event, part of the Republic Day celebrations. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
In more national news, the 5 soldiers trapped under the snow after an avalanche hit their army post in Kashmir's Kupwara district on Saturday have all been rescued. They are undergoing treatment now. On the 25th of January, 2 avalanches hit the army personnel in Gurez sector, trapping several soldiers under the debris. While 7 soldiers were rescued alive, bodies of remaining soldiers were recovered on Friday. A high danger avalanche warning was issued again on Saturday for some avalanche-prone slopes of snowbound Kashmir Valley. All right, now turning our focus to the upcoming budget session, and this year will mark a major change in how the union budget is presented. This will be the first time that the railway budget is being incorporated into the general budget, and it will be presented on the 1st of February. However, there are hopes that this year's budget will give a new direction to the sector with a focus on improving passenger amenities, safety and signalling systems.
The union budget will mark a new era for the railways, with the administrative decision to merge the railway budget with the general budget taking shape this year. The budget is expected to give a new direction for the sector that is expecting government support to improve passenger amenities, safety and signalling systems.
Government may support railways to a larger extent now that earlier the feeling was that railways is a different entity and they should fend for themselves, they should earn from themselves and spend. But now that we are a part of the whole kitty, perhaps Government of India will be more inclined to give more help to the railways in financial terms and other policy measures.
The Indian Railways is expecting a 1.35 lakh crore rupees financial outlay this financial year. That's a 15% jump compared to the last budget. A major chunk of the increased money is expected to go into constructing new lines, dedicated freight corridors and rolling stock. Experts say the merger of budgets will address issues like cross-subsidization of passenger fares and rationalization of tariffs. The recent spate of derailments has also triggered hopes that allocations for railway safety will be higher in the railway sector this year.
I would rather say that let this budget focus on the policy statements more than the monies that have to be put in there. Monies are secondary, they follow. The primary thing is, are our systems all right or not? Do we have proper maintenance of staff? Are they skilled enough? Do they really have the kind of robust systems that are being adhered to? And so on and so forth.
Finance Minister Arun Jaitley is also expected to show increased railway revenues from sources like advertisements and monetization of soft assets at stations. This move is aimed at addressing pressure on the railway's operating ratio that has been affected by depreciation in freight earnings and increase in working expenses. The evaluation report published by the railways shows freight earnings have come down by 7.2% as compared to last year.
Coming after the merger of both railway and union finances is expected to focus on infrastructure development and railway safety. Finance Minister Arun Jaitley is also likely to allocate more funds to improve station infrastructure, especially in rural areas. With camera person Ashwini, Rajkamal Rao, Rajya Sabha TV.
And here are more national news updates in Nationwide. Assam Governor Banwari Lal Purohit has been given the additional charge of Meghalaya following the resignation of V. Shanmuganathan. The President accepted the resignation of Shanmuganathan as Governor of Meghalaya and Arunachal Pradesh after it was alleged that he seriously compromised the dignity of the gubernatorial office. Section 144 has been imposed in parts of Rohtak district as a precautionary measure in view of the call given by a section of Jats for a fresh round of quota agitation from the 29th of January. The assembly of 5 or more people in about 500 meters from the national and state highways, along with railway stations in the city, have been banned. The Haryana government has sought 55 companies and paramilitary forces from the centre, besides deployment of 7,000 home guards in the state. As many as 30 deaths and widespread vandalism took place during a similar stir in Haryana last year. BJP National President Amit Shah on Friday night resolved the differences between Karnataka Party President B.S. Yediyurappa and Senior Party Leader K.S. Ishwarappa. While Yediyurappa will remain the party chief, Ishwarappa will now be heading the BJP's OBC Morcha and will have a free hand to organize OBC and Dalit programs and rallies in all districts under the BJP banner. He also agreed to disassociate himself from the Sangoli Rayana brigade, which was the bone of contention between him and Yediyurappa. Much of Nagaland shut down on Saturday following a call by travel organizations to protest against urban local body elections scheduled for the 1st of February. The strike will continue till election day with a day-long respite on Sunday. The strike is in retaliation to the Nagaland Cabinet's decision on Friday to go ahead with the ULBA polls. Tribal NGOs have been against the polls because of the 33 reservation of seats for women across the state's 32 municipal and town councils. The medical board constituted to examine the findings on the death of Sunanda Pushkar has failed to make any conclusions. The SIT is now awaiting Pushkar's BlackBerry Messenger chat transcripts. Investigators have reportedly secured permission from a US court to expedite the BBM chats, which were found to be deleted after her death. Another forensic report on Pushkar's laptop from a lab in Ahmedabad is also awaited. Without a quick break here, we'll be back with the international news in a bit. Stay with us.
Weather forecasting is a non-linear process, so therefore it cannot be solved by any exact method. We have to go by the numerical solution of the set of mathematical equations which govern the physics of formation of the cyclones. Compared to 1999, when 10,000 people died because of the Odisha super cyclone, with a similar cyclone of Cyclone Philene on 12 October 2013, which caused Gopalpur, only about 20 people died. If I compare, actually there has been a paradigm shift with respect to all approaches of the cyclone warning system.
Watch Eureka with Dr. Mrityunjay Mahapatra, Head of Cyclone Division, IMD, only on Rajya Sabha Television.
Welcome back. Let's get you some international news now, starting with the US, where President Donald Trump met British Prime Minister Theresa May at the White House on Friday. Both leaders hope to begin work towards a bilateral trade agreement, but formal negotiations cannot begin until Britain has left the EU. Meanwhile, protests continued across several US states over several controversial executive orders signed by President Trump. In the latest, Trump has banned the entry of Syrian refugees into the US until further notice.
US President Donald Trump met British Prime Minister Theresa May at the White House on Friday, marking President Trump's first meeting with a foreign leader since taking power a week ago. Speaking at the White House, May congratulated Trump on his victory and said she had secured an assurance of US support for NATO. The British Prime Minister also announced that Trump would make a state visit to the UK.
The invitation is an indication of the strength and importance of the special relationship that exists between our two countries, a relationship based on the bonds of history, of family, kinship and common interests. And in a further sign of the importance of that relationship, our two nations are already leading efforts to face up to this challenge, and we're making progress with Daesh losing territory and fighters, but we need to redouble our efforts.
Trump reciprocated by saying that the United States had a special relationship with Britain, adding that the relationship was a force for peace.
Today, the United States renews our deep bond with Britain, military, financial, cultural, and political. We have one of the great bonds. We pledge our lasting support to this most special relationship. Together, America and the United Kingdom are a beacon for prosperity and the rule of law.
But some potential disagreements did emerge during the talks, with May voicing support for sanctions against Russia for their annexation of Crimea, while Trump said it was too early to talk about sanctions.
As far as the UK is concerned on sanctions for Russia in relation to their activities in the Ukraine, we have been very clear that we want to see the Minsk agreement fully implemented. We believe the sanctions should continue until we see that Minsk agreement fully implemented, and we've been continuing to argue that inside the European Union.
As far as the sanctions, very early to be talking about that, but we look to have a great relationship with all countries, ideally. That won't necessarily happen. Unfortunately, probably won't happen with many countries.
Meanwhile, protests continued across several US states over the controversial executive orders signed by Trump in his first week in office. A new executive action was signed on Friday, banning the entry of Syrian refugees into the US until further notice. Trump also halted the issuing of visas to nationals of 6 other Muslim-majority countries for 3 months, saying his administration needed time to develop more stringent screening processes for refugees, immigrants and visitors. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And let's get to some more international news updates in Global Buzz. German Chancellor Angela Merkel on Friday said that security would be a major issue in the campaign leading up to a federal election on the 24th of September, in which she is seeking a 4th term. Speaking at a meeting to conservative Christian Democrats, Merkel said that the focus would be on domestic and international security, along with social security. Salman Haider, a professor at the Fatima Jinnah University and human rights activist, has returned home weeks after he was reported missing from Islamabad. The activist's brother has confirmed that Salman Haider is fine and safe. According to his family members, Salman had gone missing from Banigala during the night and his car was recovered by the police. He has not recorded any statement yet with the police. Photographers and lava enthusiasts caught a unique glimpse at a lava spill on Thursday. The spill occurred on the Kilauea volcano located on the island of Hawaii. Videographer Mick Calber described the activity as moderate. Photographers said that the vent on the floor was very active with molten lava and that the lava flow streaming from it was moving in a continuous path towards the Pacific Ocean inside the Hawaii Volcanoes National Park. And finally, sports news, and Serena Williams became the most decorated tennis player in the Open era as she defeated elder sister Venus in the Australian Open final to win a record 23rd Grand Slam. The American surpassed Steffi Graf's 22 major title wins and is also now back to the top of the world rankings.
The Australian Open and her 23rd Grand Slam title in 1 hour.
On Friday, the Rod Laver Arena witnessed history being made as Serena Williams became the most successful women player in the Open era. The 35-year-old beat her elder sister Venus in the Australian Open women's singles final to win a record 23rd Grand Slam title, surpassing Steffi Graf's all-time record of 22 major titles. Serena went into the match as a strong favourite, but the tension was apparent early in the first set when the world number 2 smashed her racket in frustration, receiving a code violation.
Frustration bubbling to the surface already.
However, Serena battled out her nerves and broke her sister 4-3 before holding her serve and taking the first set.
Serena Williams overcomes an early wobble to close out the opening set of this finals.
In the second set, both sisters held serve till the 9th game when Serena capitalized on her 6th break point of the set to take the lead. The 35-year-old followed it up with her best service game of the match and slumped to the ground in disbelief after a 6-4, 6-4 victory.
And Serena smashes Steffi's record. It's number 23, an iconic number.
I would like to take this moment to congratulate Venus. She's an amazing person. There's no way I would be at 23 without her. There's no way I would be at 1 without her. There's no way I would have anything without her. She's my inspiration. She's the only reason I'm standing here today and the only reason that the Williams sisters exist. So thank you, Venus, for inspiring me. Congratulations, Serena, on number 23. I have been right there with you. Some of them I lost right there against you. I guess that's weird, but it's true. And but it's been an awesome thing. Your win has always been my win. I think you know that. And all the times that I couldn't be there, wouldn't be there, didn't get there, you were there.
With the victory, Serena also returned to the top of the rankings, reclaiming the number 1 spot from German Angelique Kerber. Australia's Margaret Court, a player before the Open era, is now the only player still ahead of Serena in terms of the number of Grand Slams, with 24 titles to her name. Bureau Report, Rajya Sabha TV.
And that's all we have for you on the news tonight. Thanks so much for joining us.